Hey guys, so I'm here live today with Mr. Abe Maddox. I know you guys don't see his face enough, do you?
Mr. Abe Maddox, I'm right here.
He's a good friend of mine. We do Monster Hunter together. He's seen me rage beyond rage.
Yeah.
Like, my rage in that game is, what, 500 times 9,000?
Sometimes it's just...
It's bad.
Yeah. I've never, I'm around all these pros, and they get mad when they can't do something. And then you're just like...
Oh, I just go off.
level.
Like, I think sometimes I'm very glad that other people don't join us playing because they'd see a whole different side of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get so mad when a monster like falls in the lava, I just lose my shit. Or if I don't get the cut. But that's most of us. But we're actually here today to talk about our view on college football. Because we both have the same opinion. And we may have different reasons why we have the same opinion. But it's, should the NCAA pay college football players? And we both agree that they should.
Yeah. I mean, I've never played college football, but I used to play high school football. And as somebody who was thinking about playing college football, that was one thing, as well as other things that were on my mind. I don't really get paid to do this. I'm risking my body.
Which is so true.
Yeah. You have to change so much of your lifestyle. There's a difference between, just playing ball and then taking it seriously and taking it professional. And it's once you take it professional, you put your whole life into it. You put, physically, mentally, emotionally, time management, all of that, takes away from
your grades.
It can take away from your grades, it can take away from your relationships, it can take away from just any and everything. And it's not, I don't want to say, because I've never played college football, so I don't know the struggle. I don't feel the same struggle that every college football player has felt. But just looking on the outside, looking in, it's you were talking to me earlier about nutritionists.
Yeah.
It's you know how many players I've seen just not care? They're just scarfing down the same food I'm eating and all kinds of stuff. So it's you're in a situation where you're just like every other student, but you're supposed to be held to a standard because you represent the school so openly.
Yeah.
And so that's one reason I think that they should be paid. Now, I don't know how much they should be. I don't think they should be paid anywhere near as much as pros. Thousands. No, just give them enough to live off of.
Yeah, maybe an extra $200 to $500 per semester because when I was going to school,
I'd say a week, but not 2 and 5 a week. Not like 500 a week.
Yeah, 500 a week would be crazy.
But maybe 200, 250 a week.
Yeah.
Just to
because when I was going to
outings.
FSU, we had a lot of our football players who lived in the same building as me. My roommate was a nutritionist, and she would tell me how she would go in her own pocket because she had already graduated. This was her job. She was going for her master's, and that was a part of the master's, how she would have to go in her own pocket because some of the football players who were there on scholarship, they didn't have enough money to buy food for home. That she would actually have to go out and she'd buy jars of peanut butter and stuff to make sure they had food in their dorm room because unless they're walking the campus to go to the cafeteria, the dining halls, they weren't getting food.
Yeah, and as good as dining hall food can be,
yeah,
sometimes it's not as good. Sometimes it's pretty on point. But
yeah.
As good as that food is, it's made for people to go in, get their meals, maybe take a little bit, sneak a little bit out to their dorms or something. It's for the bulk experience. It's not like when you're at home and your mom says dinner time and she's got the plate already, ready for you and you eat and you go. It's a buffet style affair. You grab what you want to grab, and that contributes a lot to most freshmen. They gain a little
freshman
weight.
40
or 15, 40,
yeah.
whatever. They gain weight, and it's that's because you're at a buffet every single day.
Yeah.
And so for an athlete, not even just a football player, but just for an athlete.
Any athlete.
Any athlete. They've got the same setup as athletes that it affects you.
And I mean, it's not enough food sometimes. It's not enough caloric intake. Like, I know people who are swimmers who are on scholarship who they're lucky enough to have saved up money because they're only allowed, I think it's like 4,000 calories a day in the dining hall. Like, the NCAA says you can only have 4,000 calories, that's it. So you can't eat extra food. So if you are in one of those, like, not saying that football isn't one of those intense, heavy sports like that, but swimming for sure, you burn like 6,000 calories a day in practice. And you're only eating 4,000, like, you're going to start dropping weight.
Exactly. Swimming, basketball, like you said, football's not, like...
It is in a way, but it's not the same.
Football's weird because you're always on the field, but you're not always moving on the field. So when you see football players sitting, resting, it's not always, like, their body isn't always resting. Their body's always going, though. It's always adrenaline-induced while they're on the field. And so, like, when you see a football player just standing there, it may just be to get their physical composure back. It may not even taking a breath. It may be like, next play, let me get back in position. It's not even, we can chill out for a couple minutes because commercial timeout. It's nothing like that at all.
It's like you have to think about it. It's like your brain has to, like, process
it's still
what just
processing.
happened.
Your whole body is processing. And that's the thing with sports in general is that even if you stop playing during a game, your whole body is processing. The break doesn't start until you're well into the locker room and, you know, post-game and all that stuff. That's when your body starts taking its break, so to speak. Even halftime, you're like, because you're in the locker room, this needs to get fixed, this is good. You're still processing information. So your body is still interpreting it as we're still in go mode for 20 more minutes. And
you have the tension built up.
All of that affects your food intake and your metabolism. I can't believe I forgot about that.
I do that all the time, so.
It affects your metabolism and all that. So that's just one, like, food and resources like that is just one example of why they should be paid. I think another reason is, I mean, as much as you, and this is just a small thing, but as much as people want to kind of hold athletes to a high regard, we shouldn't necessarily stop them from just living their everyday lives.
Yeah.
And people like to do extracurricular activities when they have time. Get off campus, or, you know, if you live at home and still go to that university or college, you know, go out and just hang out. Doesn't have to be anything hectic or, you know, X-rated or, you know, anything crazy, but just money to hang out.
And the other thing is like the kicker from Central Florida. He got kicked out of the football team because the NCAA ruled because he had a YouTube channel and it was monetized because it was his name. He couldn't have it. He could either stop doing YouTube or stop being the kicker. And his response is, I'm not shutting down my YouTube channel. And I support him in that. I don't think the NCAA had any right to go in and say, look, you're running a small business, but you can't make money off of it because your name and your face is on it. Because you're a athlete.
Yeah, like, I can understand if they're already paying them.
They're paying for the college.
They're like, the whole argument is like, well, we're paying for their education and stuff, room and board and all that, whatever. Yeah, I get that. Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's going to be in his room laid out because he's starving. I mean, it's not that dramatic, but you know what I mean. Like, he's going to be in his room, maybe up to no good, or maybe he's not in the healthiest of states physically. Or mentally, because he's stressed out about X, Y, Z. And you have to think, a lot of athletes come from situations that they weren't so well off from before.
And what we're talking about with that is, we're not talking about the Colin Kaepernicks of the world. We're not talking about the Mannings of the world. We're talking about athletes who legitimately came from nothing. Like they,
or even just a steady, like me, for example. If I played college football, I mean, I had a decent, bringing up.
Yeah.
We weren't broke. Like, we weren't getting evicted or stuff, things like that. But, we had our times where it's like, well, this maybe, this bill may be late, can only put so much money on this bill, things like that, just regular people concerns that, working class citizens worry about. And it's like, well, if I'm worse off, and I was, for example, working a job in high school, or some income was coming through my pockets in high school, now I'm in college, or, however the situation, even if I'm still living at home, now I'm in college, and I'm playing a sport. I'm not bringing any money in, because I simply don't have time. School takes up, if you're doing the right thing as a student, school takes up at least 40 hours a week. Do you agree?
Yeah.
At least 40 hours.
It depends also, like, how many classes you took. I took 5 classes a semester. I was the overachiever.
Yo, that's crazy.
I am the overachiever. I'm sorry. I couldn't decide between if I wanted to take anthropology of linguistics or if I wanted to take cultural anthropology. So I'm like, you know what? I'm taking both.
Y'all hear all this? I didn't even know these classes existed.
They were amazing.
I went to college. I had basic subjects. The most basic of basic campus.
Yeah, you.
I had like
just
the most.
Don't drop the F-bomb.
Oh, of course not. But I had the most basic ass classes. English 101, Algebra 101, what else? Biology 101. Like, she's dropping all this linguistics of Antarctica.
Anthropology or Antarctica, yeah. Oh my God, that's where Shawnee is. Nobody's talked to Shawnee in a while, so Shawnee, come back to us.
Shawnee, come back.
I'm leaving
you
this.
You can bring it in. Oh. You can blame it on. I'm not gonna tell you.
But going back to the whole sports thing is, my father played for Notre Dame, and when he played, he tore his ACL, and it's been a permanent injury. That's why he got knee surgery. He had to have his full knee replaced, and he also told me when he was playing, this was when the NCAA was much looser. One of his fellow athletes, was an African American. He came from a very poor family back in, I think it was Wisconsin. He told me, kid's mom died. Suddenly. Kid didn't have enough money to buy a suit or a plane ticket home. So the coach went in his own pocket, took the kid, got him a suit and tie, full suit jacket, and got him a plane ticket home and a plane ticket back, and he said, don't worry about it, go to your family. Now if he did that today, the kid would be kicked off the team. And I don't get that. Like, if there's a family emergency, why can't the team come together and help somebody out? Because to me, football, you're a brotherhood.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm in a union. We do that all the time. Somebody's in trouble. Somebody's relative passes away. Somebody passes away. You get a card, you raise some money from the job site or whatever. Or even, just people who know him in general. Raise money, get a couple dollars up and give it to the family. And, they pay whatever expenses they can with that. But it's just stuff like that, like
simple things.
Simple little, I dare call it like just common courtesy, even though it may not be like common courtesy, but just the thought of helping another human being through something. And like, I'll tell you another thing. The first time I attempted to go to college, I'm not going to name the school because I don't want this to come back and whatever, but the school I started going to, a lot of people were thinking about being walk-ons for that school's football team, and it was because they heard that a little bit cash.
I think I know which school you're talking about.
They heard,
We'll talk about this off camera. Yeah.
But no, but like they heard get a couple bucks a week just because they know the same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same deal. It's not like you're getting dirty money to, people are betting on games or nothing crazy. It was just like a couple, $100 and get a little bit extra food from off campus and keep it in your dorm, stuff like that. I don't know
if it was true or not.
I don't know if it was true. I don't know if anyone got caught. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what school this was either. For all intents and purposes, I don't know what school this. I don't know what school I started.
Like, the best story for an athlete that I can personally connect to is one of my high school friends. His name was Jeremy Hester. He was a Katrina evacuee. One of 7 kids.
Hey,
yeah. So he never had a birthday cake. And instead of our football coaches from my high school, and I will give James Hale all the credit in the world, he is an amazing man, an amazing football coach who got screwed over because of this. James took him into his house. James made sure that Jeremy ate. James and Julie Hale did everything they could to make sure this child got to college. But because they helped him out, they ended up both losing their jobs. Because the high school football system said that it was completely illegal and unethical for them to have taken the kid in.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, and that makes me think about another situation. Senior year.
I'm gonna pause real quick.